Ladies and let's welcome Teach for America.
Okay, so good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today our group will try to take a chance and convince you that Teach for America is the NPO which most deserves your generosity. So first, I will introduce to you the reality which TFA strives to improve, and Noriko will explain the history of its foundation. Sayaka will describe the unique strategies of TFA, and finally, Asuka will list up the numerous achievements of TFA. So, this is Ananda. Okay, the United States of America is now the nation that has the largest voice of all nations in the world, an economical, cultural, political leader over time, and a country known to praise freedom and dream and possibility. But this nation faces a serious issue in front of them, and that is educational inequity. Educational inequity itself doesn't seem like an urgent issue, but it is just as serious as any other social problem that we encounter in our society. For example, do you know that the amount of money a high school dropout will earn in their lifetime is $260,000 less than high school graduates and $800,000 less than that of college graduates? Or did you know that if the average years of schooling for dropouts increased for 1 year, so in other words, if the dropouts stayed another year at school, it could reduce murder and assault rates by 30%, motor vehicle theft rates by 20%, arson rates by 13%, and burglary and larceny by about 6%. And above all, did you know that high school dropouts have a life expectancy 9.2 years shorter than high school graduates? So, education determines one's future. As a huge melting pot of people, America has always suffered under the gap between the rich and the poor, and educational inequity was one of its side effects. But now, this side effect has built up a deadly spiral that if you are from a poor income family, you don't get a sufficient education. And because you only have poor education, you will never be able to earn enough money to provide your children sufficient education, so their chance to be successful is taken away as well. And this spiral goes on and on for generations and generations. This is the reality of the nation, which on one hand seems to promise equal opportunity to every human being, but on the other, the gap just keeps on getting bigger. So, we believe that educational inequity is the source of all this, and this structural oppression is what TFA fights against. Next, please.
So we'd like to, So this is why we'd like to propose to you that Teach for America could make the best out of your generosity. Firstly, it eliminates educational inequity, not only in America but also around the world, by providing highest education in low-income communities. And secondly, it provides prominent leaders who are well trained by teaching children, and so this cooperation contributes to both sides of improvements for education in low-income communities and also training future leaders. Thus, supporting this, our cause means make more equal and free and flourished society. Now, I'd like to move on to history. As college senior, Wendy Kopp proposed Teach for America's creation in her Princeton University graduate thesis. she was convinced that many in her generation were searching a way to assume more significant responsibility that would make a real difference in the world. And she assured top college students would choose teaching over more profitable opportunities if the premium teaching corps had existed. And when she was 21 years old, she raised $2.5 million of startup funding and hired minimum staff and launched a grassroots recruit campaign. And during first year in 1990, some 2,500 graduates from more than 100 colleges responded to the grassroots campaign. And selected 500 of them began teaching in 6 low-income communities and across the world, across the country, like Los Angeles or New York City. And in 2005, Teach for America received 70,000 applications for its course, becoming #1 employer of graduates on several college campuses. In 2008, Time magazine named our CEO and Wendy Kopp as one of 100 most influential leaders around the world. And actually, Teach for America was the only non-profit included in Business Week's magazine, top 10 best places to launch your career. Now, our corps has grown to over 28,000 individuals for its corps, and we've become the nation's largest providers of providers of teachers for low-income communities. And we've been recognized for building the pipeline of leaders who are committed to educational equity and excellence. By the way, Teach for America operates mainly in the United States. However, as you can see in today's world, the education inequality is not merely the issues United States confront with, but also it is a worldwide challenge. So we decided to expand the range of our support to outside the States. And in collaboration with Brett Whitfield, he is the founder of UK Teach First in the UK. It is like the UK version of Teach for America. We established Teach for All. Teach for All carry out our educational system in 18 countries, like Malaysia, India, Pakistan, and Argentina or Lebanon, or Germany, Australia, and so on. But these 18 countries are just a small elements of countries and regions in need for improvement of in children's educational circumstances. And to make global movement and bigger impact on this issue, we need your support and financially, and also awareness that such problems are still lying there. And we are not there yet, but slowly and steadily we are making our steps forward to our goal, and waves of acknowledgements on educational concerns have reached Japan. Teach for Japan is now under construction. Yosuke Matsuda studied at School Leadership Program at Harvard Graduate University. Was inspired by the stories of Wendy Kopp's activity and achievement, and continuing, and figure that Japan has its existing educational inequity of maybe different kind, which is not recognized well by the majority. So, in order to expand our worldwide movements more in the future, we need more people to work with and form a financial foundation. And top of all, people's recognition of its existence. We believe it will be beneficial for the society in the long run to have our future workers and business leaders equally educated at the same level and standard, and of not the lowest but the highest. So they'll be able to make profit for the world to a better place to live in. That's for all for my part. And let's move on to the Sayaka's purpose and activities.
So thank you. Now I'm going to talk about what we actually do to attain our goal, which is to eliminate educational inequality. So we believe that to provide children with high quality education, we need, well, it can be done without teachers good enough skills to teach. So it is one of our main mission to train corps members to get ready for the 2 years of teaching. So the training started with 5 intensive institutions, and in that institution there are several different sessions of learning. For example, in curriculum session, they learn how to write lesson plans, and well, there is lots of discussion take place in it, and also they learn how to, they learn foundations of teaching. So there are sessions on sessions on planning and sessions on execution, sessions on learning teaching skills. So the best way to get our corps member ready for the classroom is to give them an experience of teaching, says Alan Samuha, the Senior Vice President of Teacher Preparation, Support and Development. What they do is they assign 4 collaborative members in one classroom with 1 mentor teacher in it, and mentor teacher in it with them, and 2 members just so they are made responsible for 1 hour block of summer school. And it helps corps members to grow because they are observed by the mentor teacher on regular basis, and because they get constructive criticism and regular feedback on what actually happened in a classroom that day. So this thing is just small portion of the whole training and support. The whole support and training that Teach for America provides for the corps members. So, but I hope it helped you get some ideas of what it is. And okay, so after the 5 weeks intensive training, they are the corps members. So after the 5 weeks of summer training, the corps members are fully prepared and start to set their own goals and long-term plans. So by the time they stand in a classroom with students, they know what they're exactly doing. They know exactly what they're leading the students to. So the ongoing support consists largely on observation and feedback and coaching from helpful program directors who will visit corps members when the class is taking place and sit in the classroom multiple times throughout the year. As I've been describing here, we take a lot of time and effort to enable our co-member to teach more effectively. And we believe that what we are doing now is leading to better education quality and more opportunities for future career for all the children in low-income community. So what I've been doing so far now is to give you some ideas of what we do for the achievement of our goal. But by this time, you might have started wondering why we are so concentrated on training the co-member rather than investing and donating money for the low-income community, which seems easier and handy. The key to the answer of this question suspicion is a leadership. And this vision of TFA, Teach for America, that sees leadership as the biggest actor represents the uniqueness and innovation of Teach for America's strategy. Wendy Cobb believes that recent graduates with great leadership who are passionate about solving issues of low-income community have big impact on the current educational problem. And they are passionate about solving the problems, and they are ready to make commitment in low-income communities where many high-quality teachers are not happy to do the same. So she also believes it is not the only members' potential leadership that they always had, but that will help under-sourced communities grow, but also the leadership gained by them throughout the 2 years of experience of teaching, since many of them stay in the educational field and keep working on the same shared goal. Thank you for listening.
Okay, now as you have seen, Teach for America has done many great jobs, such as training people who live next generation and giving better opportunities in low-income communities. Next, I'd like to give you some ideas of details and statistics that show TFA's great performances. First of all, the number of applicants for Teach for America has been increased dramatically. Please look at this graph that is from National Council on Teacher Quality. As you can see on the graph, the number of applicants has been increased, and for 2009, the number is 7 times larger than 1990. Apparently, TFA has been gaining its fame and popularity as the time goes. And as Noriko talked in the beginning, TFA got #1 employer in 2005. This is because many students think it is more valuable to work as a TFA teachers than working at Google, Apple, or Walt Disney for their first career. This shows TFA's performances is acknowledged in the nation. Also, as Sayaka mentioned, TFA has great training to gain leadership skills. And also being teacher for 2 years will definitely build up their leadership skills. And I will mention that teaching at low-income schools will be very important experience for their life because it is challenging, of course, and improving the poor condition of the school helps TFA teachers, to earn skills of problem solving. Next, TFA teachers have positive impact on students' achievement as well. It is said that they have large impact, especially on math and science. People might think TFA teachers are less capable than the regular teacher because people assume that they are not trained enough and the teacher certification is not a requirement to become a TFA teacher. However, if you look at this graph that I made based on the information on the official website, TFA teachers have made the improvement of students' math score while the regular teacher stayed in the same number. Even with the short term, which is from fall to spring, TFA teachers made an improvement, which can be said that they're even more capable than the regular teacher. alumni is skillful and actively involved in the society. After finishing their 2 year, the large number of alumni stays in the field of education to solve the educational problem that they face. But some go outside of the field as well. However, the majority of alumni remains committed to the mission of ensuring educational equality for all children, regardless of their career path. And please look at this graph based on TFA Alumni Social Impact Report, which was issued in 2009. And as you can see, 63% of alumni stays in the field of education, and this is quite a big number. And besides education, some people work in the field of law, business, politics, and etc. And what is more, 49% of people who are in the field of education are actually working as kindergarten to grade 12 teachers. This is great because the more passionate teachers there are, the better influence on children can be expected. Alumni is also a great aspect of TFA, that they continue to fight against educational problems even after finishing their 2 year. And this means that the more alumni we have, the more people to think about educational problems, and we hope it will lead to the whole society to consider and get involved to solve the serious problems of education.
Okay, so moving on to the conclusion. Okay, so we have explained to you the activities and achievements and the history of TFA. So, now, in conclusion, the associates of Teach for America share Wendy Kopp's belief that education is the way to make a real difference in the world. And they believe that education determines one's future, and educational inequity is a serious problem that is often overlooked. So they are striving to improve the situation. Since their foundation in 1990, their activities have been incredibly successful to provide good education in low-income communities, to allow skillful graduates to pursue a meaningful career, and also to give a long-term effect of building up an environment where a child's education is supported by the entire community. And we hope that we could share this success with not only the kids in America, but also with kids all over the world. And because education, a good education, is needed wherever in the world if a child is there. So finally, Teach for America started off with the belief that one day all children in this nation will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education. We still believe in it, and we believe that all children in this world deserves that right. So with your help, we believe that the change is possible, and these changes can be provided by just sharing the joy of learning. Thank you so much. Any questions? Is there any questions?
We have 5 minutes or so for asking them about any parts that you were curious about.
I think that education should be linked to its own culture. But to say that they provide education of America, I don't know, but provide education to many countries, right? So I wondered if those education that are provided are linked to its own culture or its American style. Because I don't think that American style education is the best one. Do you know what I mean?
I think Teach for America trains their teachers in America, but Teach for All trains their teachers in their own country. So like, yeah, and like in Japan, like this guy, he believes that, no, not this guy, he believes that like in
for America is one of the organization that is in Teach for All. So in the organization in Teach for all have the same belief, but they have a different kind of like they
Methods?
so yes. Thank you.
Yeah, my question is similar. But first I want to say I really enjoyed the presentation. Great information and a very nice prezi with the movements and all very fascinating.
Great graphics.
Yeah, yeah.
Summaries work. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask about Teach for Japan, and what do they do? And
They are
how big is that organization? And just, do you know anything more about Teach for Japan that you could tell us?
they are not recognized by the Teach for All yet. They are like working on to gain awarenesses now, and it just started like last year.
Last year?
Yeah, 2010. So it's still in the way. They were starting working in like they're trying to for like experimental things in Tokyo first, and they want to expand it to in the Japan schools. Yes. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe a follow-up question. If he sets up a program like Teach for America in Japan, would you consider joining it?
Oh. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, actually, they had
Not hiring, but
they're
try to get people together
Yeah.
in one. So.
I would, because I wouldn't like to go through the hard,
The Kyoshoku?
long teach certificate
Uh-huh.
lectures. So.
Yeah, because they don't.
Yeah.
But I would like to teach, so
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like
it
an
would be a good
interesting,
option.
yeah, good trade-off, not
Yeah.
having to do it. That's the, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.